Hi, this is your presenter Muhammad Sadiq. Before giving view on uniform or common civil code, let's understand the common terms used and referred related to this topic in India. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. It lays down the framework defining fundamental political principles, establishes the structure, procedures, powers, and duties of government institutions, and sets out fundamental rights, directive principles, and the duties of citizens. The entire nation is governed by the Constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is regarded as its chief architect. It imparts constitutional supremacy and not parliamentary supremacy. Parliament cannot override the Constitution. It was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950. With the adoption, the Union of India became the modern and contemporary Republic of India, replacing the Government of India Act 1935 as the country's fundamental governing document. The original text of the preamble is nothing but a preliminary introduction and artwork of Bor Ram Manohar Sinha before the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution is shown on the right side. That includes sovereign democratic republic, and after amendment, socialist secular was added in the Constitution, which is shown on the left side. Each of the words sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic has its meaning and it is displayed in the clip. You can pause the video and go through the meanings. Now let's look in the other dimensional way of the Indian Constitution at the time of drafting Law of India. Law of India refers to the system of law in modern India. India maintains a common law, legal system inherited from the colonial era and various legislations first introduced by the British and still in effect in modified forms. During the drafting of the Indian Constitution, Indian law also adhered to the United Nations guidelines on human rights law and the environmental law. Certain international trade laws, such as those on intellectual property, are also enforced in India. Government of India is elected by the people. Duties of government and the people are mentioned in the Constitution. Government comprises of three main areas: legislative, judiciary, and executive. Legislative includes the present President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Similarly, judiciary includes Supreme Court, High Court and sub-courts. And executive includes President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers and bureaucracy. That was the outline of the Constitution of India. Now we will look into the law of India in a bit detail and comes to the point of our actual discussion. With the advent of the British law Raj, there was a break in tradition. Hindu and Islamic law were abolished in favor of British common law. Yes, as a result, the present judicial system of the country derives largely from the British system and has few, if any, connections to Indian legal institution of the pre-British era. Attempts were made to abolish social and religious custom. East India Company during the period 1757-1858, the English passed the Bengal Sati Regulation 1829 outside Bengal to all English territories in India. Then British India 1858-1947, the Lex Loci report of October 1840 recommended, the point to be noted, recommended that the personal laws of Hindus and Muslims should be kept outside such codification. Under laws, you have criminal law, contract law, personal law, and there are other laws, but for this discussion we will look now the personal law. Indian personal law is fairly complex, with each religion adhering to its own specific laws. In most states, registering of marriages and divorces is not compulsory. Separate laws govern Hindu, Muslim, Christian and followers of other religions. These laws are distinguished from public law and cover marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption, and maintenance. Personal laws were first framed during the British Raj mainly for Hindu and Muslim citizens. The British feared opposition. This is the other point. The British feared opposition from common leaders and refrained from further interfering within this domestic sphere. The demand to uniform civil code was first put forward by women activities with the objective of women rights, equality and secularism. Till independence in 1947, a few law reforms were passed to improve the conditions of women, especially Hindu widows. Uniform Civil Code is the proposal to replace the personal laws based on the scripture and customs of each major religious community in India with a common set governing every citizen. There is major difference in Uniform Civil Code and the term which is used is Common Civil Code. Presently BJP is in favor and Congress party is against UCC or CCC. Issue raised will be impacting its sovereignty and it need to be think not at individual party level but at constitution as a neutral, knowledgeable, responsible citizen. We have experience of demonetization which lacks in its implication people of wisdom due to which still citizens are facing hardship without making halla gulla by tolerating. This issue is no way the same but it is deep rooted to the constitution. In my view, the present generation and the generation after freedom are like giving a kid a gun. If you look in the past few years, there is a lot of information edited, printed and circulated to brainwash majority of people to get in the favor of UCC or CCC via all sort of media. One simple example can be seen in below graph of the editing done in Uniform Civil Code in Wikipedia website since 2003. Even young lawyers are writing articles to favor Uniform Civil Code by all means. Let's see what happened when a case is reported in present situation. Let's take example of Muslim divorce. Couple approaches the Muslim counseling organization not to resolve or not satisfied, then they approach the Muslim responsible heads of panchayat. Still not satisfied, then they approach the civil court. Point here is the couples have a number of options before their separation. Key point to note in this approach is there are around 40% cases noted that the couples continue their life rather than separation. Citizens are not compelled in present system but have more freedom to adopt. Before translating and understanding the Article 45, let's take a look at Article 25, which talks about right to freedom of religion. Now, in Article 44, the state shall endeavour to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. People are just taking this word as is. To understand the meaning of the article, it is must to understand the background of the circumstances that exist at the time of stating the article. People who were involved in the discussion were well educated, feel the pain of citizens, seen hardship, united for freedom, understand and weigh the sacrifices, looks for the welfare of the community, adjust they adjust with what they receive, negligible corruption, national interest, most importantly tolerant. This is my understanding to the Article 45, same as Tahir Mahmood. Composite Civil Code of India, which is already in existence and is not to be exacted wholly afresh. That means not to be rewrite from entirely from fresh, should be applied all over the country with a complete inter-territorial and interpersonal uniformity. That is uniform Muslim Sharia law for all Muslims from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, uniform law for all Hindus all over the country, uniform Christian law for all the Indian followers of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, and a common personal law for all the Parsis of India. Taken together, these personal laws, of course, each one of them suitably reformed wherever necessary to pursuit of social and economic justice would be the constitution of the multiple civil code of India. Isn't that the Muslim and other communities not eating beef without any interruption until our independence throughout India, when the constitution was stabbed on the name of beef slaughtering? Isn't that the governments arrange importing beef from other supplying countries or the cow slaughtering states to bring live the constitution morals for beef eating citizens? Don't forget, we Indians are recognized as a multicultural, multicolored nation based on this personal law, and don't even try to shade the glamorous color of this beautiful nation. Thank you for watching this clip. Goodbye.